I have just been filming for a good 10 minutes and I hadn't even turned the camera on. That sums up the time of the month and the type of time of month I'm particularly having this month. Welcome to this week's video, guys. We're both sitting having our green juice because even when you feel crappy, you need to stay healthy. I see a lot of people pig out on really bad food because it's the time of the month and sort of use it as an excuse.
I feel like it is as an excuse because I don't need that.
Well, no, we'll have things like chocolate, but I don't think we have it, well, raw chocolate, but I don't think we have it any more than we would do on a normal day.
No, I'll just maybe crave it, whereas before I won't really crave it other days.
Yeah.
I just have it because it's good for me and I like
Crave
it.
more food in general, I think.
Yeah.
My point is that when you're feeling this way, you need to give your body good stuff. Giving it crappy, processed, fried, sugary foods, it's just not going to make it easier or better. And masking it with medication is also not good for you at all. It might be a short-term fix, but long-term, it's just not a good idea. So we thought, since we're both, well, Stefania's on, I'm still due. My arm hurts because I've had it up for 10 minutes, not filming anything, and now I'm doing it. So yeah, like I said, Stefania's due.
No, I'm on.
Stefania's on and I'm due, but I can tell already, I'm going to have a bad period because it feels like I've been on for about a week, 10 days already.
If you hug me, you'd come on though.
But I don't want to come on because I'm not actually due for another 3 days. I don't want to have periods more often. Basically, what I'm going through, this is a good day, apart from the fact that I'm very hot, like my body temperature is rising as we speak. I've had incredibly sore breasts, like so painful. I've been really, really emotional, so sad. I mean, the usual, you just want to cry for no reason. I've had actual period pains, no period. I've had that going to sleep now for 3 days, which is really odd. Basically, it's as if I'm on my period, but I've got no flow, which is extremely, extremely irritating because when I do have flow, that's another week. So that's nearly 2.5 weeks of my month feeling like this, which is really rubbish. And it's not like this every month. It's like this most months, but last month I had a pretty good period. So I thought, since I haven't come on, I'll pick up the camera now and I'll take you guys through exactly what it looks like. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And it gets ugly. I also will show you guys what I use and what I do to help with pains, cramps, the emotional part. One thing I don't do is use any medication. I do it all naturally, which I feel is the best approach because a lot of these short-term fixes are just masking the problem. And a lot of these medications and things that we get prescribed or we use will have long-term effects. If you look at just the packaging, you'll see that there's side effects on each thing. And I just think these things can be prevented. Believe me, I have really bad periods and I just don't take medication. I'll either hack it because sometimes, you just have to deal with stuff. I understand for many of us that's not possible if you have children, if you have to go out to a job, if you just have things that you just need to be on point for. I get that. But then there are other things that are natural that I will show you. I'll also go through like the products I use, but that will come as my period comes. We'll sort of go through it. Like I said, Stefania's on the other side. She's nearly finished. So we actually have good Stefania with us because Stefania pre-period is a bitch. No, I'm joking. But she is...
Not as bad as I used to be.
You're not as bad as she... Yeah, you're not as bad as you used to be.
Yeah.
She's just
and
very...
I know I'm doing it and I feel bad.
She's just very aggy and snappy. Nothing too bad, nothing too bad. So I'm going to finish my green juice and I'll basically pick up the camera when I next have a situation that needs to be shared on this topic. Good afternoon, everybody. The flow has officially come. 5 hours after I spoke to you yesterday. So I spoke to you yesterday morning. 5 hours after that, I was out and about and it hit me. And oh my God, what a rough night and morning I've had. I feel a bit better this afternoon, which is why I've managed to pick up the camera. I wish I filmed a bit earlier, but it was just horrendous, the pain this month. Normally my pain runs like around my back, but it's just been really situated in the front of my stomach and down my legs. I've had hot water bottle stuck to me. It's my best friend at this time of month. I always have it. I did eventually fall asleep, and then I had a few things to do today, which I had to cancel because I woke up really groggy. I woke up at 8 and then I couldn't manage it. So I ended up getting up at about 10. And for most of the day, I've been a bit of a couch potato. I haven't really moved. I haven't had the want to do anything. To be honest, felt like that for most of the past 10 days, which is really frustrating because obviously what I do is very creative and creating content, and I've just had no want to do anything. When I'm not feeling it, I don't want to force it. But I'm grateful that it has come because it means that in the next few days I'll be feeling myself. I am still in a bit of pain, so I am going to go and lie down. Our friend is coming over and we're going to watch a movie, which will be nice, and hopefully I'm okay throughout the movie and don't have a massive pain attack. But what I will do with you guys tomorrow when I'm feeling better is go through more products I use. But right now, even just holding this phone up, I'm getting pain in my arm, which is so unusual for me. So I'm going to put the phone down now and I will pick it up tomorrow when I'm feeling more myself. But I thought I would just check in with you guys while I'm actually in it and share how I'm feeling. Stefania, on the other hand, is actually having a really good period, which is so unusual. She's springing about. She was hoovering a second ago and I was just in the corner like, so yeah, I'm very happy for her. Oh, also, just before I go, I wanted to show you guys the size of my stomach. Now, when I say this to my friends or anyone else, they're like, oh, what are you talking about? It's nothing compared to me. And I know I'm grateful and blessed I have a good flat stomach, but in comparison to what my stomach is normally, which is quite flat, when I'm on, it bloats out so much. So let me show you so you can see. Sorry about my dirty leggings, but like you can see how much swelling I'm getting here, and it's so tender to touch. Not even to touch, it's just tender in general. It hurts so much, so sometimes I push out even further just to give it some space. I don't know. Oh, you know what else, guys? Something I've realised recently, which is what I was doing last night. I just rub the area like that constantly when I'm in pain, and for some reason it helps, like paired with the cannabis oil. I don't even know if it's like the motion, you know, when you were sick when you were a child and your mum or dad would like rub your back. There was something in that was just like, it just helped you through it. I don't know, but yeah, I do that as well. That was another little thing I do. Another dilemma that we're having, Stefania's behind me,
my dirty washing,
is that Stefania is starving and wants to eat, and I want to vomit.
Yeah, but that's normally like that, period or no period. Not that you want to vomit.
No, you
always want to eat.
She always wants to eat, but I'm like, I could just not eat the entire time. So we had a little bit of food earlier.
Man's got to get wedged.
Our tenant made us a really nice, like, rice and beans, which for me is enough, but Stefania has been on at me. So I'm just going to make a light dinner and just give most of it to Stefania. I'm probably going to have about 2 tablespoons full, but I know you should eat when you feel rubbish, especially this time of the month. Like, you're losing a lot of blood, so you really need to... Is there someone in that box?
Maybe because I put something in the bin, it moved it. I need to chuck these all up. There's someone. Imagine there's like an actual human.
What was I saying?
Oh, when you're on, you've got to eat. Like, you need.
Yeah, you need to eat. You need to be putting it in, making sure you get iron. Earlier on, I looked in the mirror, I thought I looked grey. But yeah, so I think, well, I am going to make some food now, mainly for Stefania because
man's getting wedged, isn't it?
Not hungry at all. A dish that I would normally get very excited about, I'm just not interested in. This is farro spelt with onion, basil and tomato, really simple. But look at my portion versus Stefania's.
Mine's still quite small.
That's a lot. What? I'm worried about even just getting this in.
I'll help you, don't worry.
I have literally only just started. Don't you dare actually take it. Stefania's already finished. Oh.
I'll help you.
Nom.
What's for mains? Was this not a starter?
It's so weird, isn't it?
I don't get nausea. I get like before I'm coming on, I don't want to eat, but I don't get nausea. Nothing ever makes me feel sick of food.
I'm not enjoying this at all.
Apart from when I see like McDonald's, I want to be sick, or smell Subway.
Yeah, but I would normally love this.
Yeah, fine.
And
fine.
FYI, Stefania's always the last to finish at a table.
Always. Well, I don't know what else to do. Like what? Drink the olive oil. Yeah.
She's still hungry.
Stop telling me what I'm doing.
That was a really substantial portion of food, Stefania. No, I really just... I'm still here, look. Still trying to finish. I don't know.
What am I having my pita?
Wow. Good morning, everybody. It has been a minute since I picked up the camera to film this vlog. It's been hectic and busy, and my period had actually finished like 2 weeks ago. But I really wanted to sit down with you guys to film this particular bit, just to take you guys through a few of the products I use when I'm on, from like how I deal with pain to the products I use for the bleed. So the first thing and most important thing in my eyes is a good CBD oil. Now, I've probably already mentioned in this video that I don't use any medication anytime unless something terrible's happened, I'm in hospital and I have to. That, touch wood, it's never happened. But yeah, I'll do everything I can not to take medication. I'll deal with the pain. I'll use CBD oil. I'll do other things. Deep breathing is a great one as well, which is what I will mention in this video. But cannabis oil is absolutely incredible when it comes to pain management on your period. A quick little backstory about my pain. I am up there with severe sufferers of menstrual cramps. I have done since I was young. It's got better as I've got older, and I've taken certain things out of my diet and my lifestyle. When I was young, I used to actually end up in hospital with pain. I would pass out. Once I cut out dairy and meat, that got better, but I do still suffer, particularly on the first day, going on to the second day. It doesn't happen every month, but when it does, it hits. And the only thing that gets me through it is cannabis oil. So we use this one by Kiki Health. Those of you that follow me on Instagram will know about Kiki Health. I use a lot of their products. It's organic, it's high quality, dark bottles. It just ticks all the boxes and it actually works. So when it comes to period pain, 10% is the minimum. 5%, don't even think about it. 10% or 25% if it's really, really bad. A full pipette, like an entire pipette like this, under the tongue, and then hold it for as long as you can and then swallow it. I could easily do 2 pipettes depending on the pain, and normally it will just knock me out. I'll fall asleep, wake up and feel a lot better. So that's what I do. Obviously, if you have to go to work or anything like that, then maybe not take as much, but take it more often, if you know what I mean. Another brand we love using is Trip. This is their CBD oil. This one actually has an orange blossom and chamomile flavour, whereas this is just completely farm, soil, dirt taste. Smells like a farm, tastes like a farm. It's not pleasant, but when you need it, you need it. So these two are the two I would recommend, and I would always have them stocked in my cupboard, like 100%. Even for things like headaches, if you want to relax, that is what you need. Now, the second thing, which is a bit obvious, but the good old-fashioned hot water bottle. This is a must. Normally when you've got pain, it's because there is some sort of clotting going on. So what the hot water bottle does is loosen it up, warm up the area, get things running a bit better, if you know what I mean. So a good hot water bottle curled up. If I'm busy and I can't lie down, then I'll literally put it into my trousers, like I'll wear a high-waisted trouser and pop it in. You can also get those heat pads or patches, which are really great, and you can just stick them on if you're having to be out and about. I'll just whack a few of them on. So putting heat in the area where you're having the pain is key to getting you through the pain. Another technique that actually has been like a recent find for me is just breathing. But I mean really deep, deep breaths in and deep, deep breaths out without stopping. When we're in pain, we shallow breathe, which doesn't help at all because you're not getting enough oxygen into the body. It's just making matters worse. So along with CBD oil, hot water bottle, just lay down, just take 10 minutes and deep breathe. And I mean like as much in and as much out through the mouth, in through the nose. And literally do not stop. Like you do start to feel a little bit dizzy or high, that's okay, it will pass. Shut your eyes, lie down and just deep breathe. And that, for me, bearing in mind I am up there with pain when I'm on my period, works. So they're natural, they're safe. I don't feel that it's necessary to take any medication for the time of the month. We're meant to sort of stop and shut down when we're on our period, and it's okay to do so. I understand that, you know, we've got jobs to go to, some of us have children, we've got responsibilities, but we can just take an hour or two just to stop for a minute, because ideally the body just needs to stop and deal, and that's it. So that's what I do for pain management. I wanted to show you the products I use to actually deal with the blood. So when I was younger, I used to use just regular tampons all the time. I hated sanitary pads. I never wanted to see it. As I've got older, obviously I've learned about tampons and how they're dipped in bleach. So do not buy your regular tampons. I think they're called Lillettes. I can't even remember what they're called anymore. I don't know if they've changed it, but anything that doesn't state that it's non-bleach or toxic free, do not buy them. A brand that we use, it's a brand called Day. Those of you that have been following me for a while will know about this brand. We actually use their tampons. So these are their applicator ones. So they look like this. They're very pretty. I don't know if you can get ones that are non-applicator. I personally prefer the non-applicator ones, but I'm not going to complain when they are this good. But these are not just regular toxic-free, bleach-free tampons, guys. These are dipped in CBD. Yes, so not only are you getting the CBD that you're using, you're actually putting it directly in the area internally where it's going to have maximum impact. They are just amazing. So I will literally, like, CBD both ways, CBD everywhere. It really, really, really works. So they're the tampons we use. I'm not sure if you can buy these, but they do come in these beautiful tins that you can carry them in, and I just think it's so lovely. You can just stock up, and I carry that on me, and then I'll put my CBD in there and just whatever else I need. I can see my mum. My mum's at the door. That's the first time she's come over since breaking her leg herself. That's the first time you've come yourself.
Well done. Hello.
What was I saying about the tampons? So the tampons I will use only when I'm out. I won't wear them in the house. Now, remember before I said when I was younger, I would always wear tampons. Like I just didn't want to see it. I didn't want it to come out. Now, as I've got older, I've understood the fact that the body is trying to get rid, and me not letting it out fully and capturing it inside of me, I don't think, and I don't feel it sits well to be doing all the time. So when I'm home, I will just bleed out onto a sanitary towel. I actually don't have any. I'm actually out of sanitary towels, and I don't know which ones we get. I will link them below so you have them. I can't remember what they're called. But when I'm at home, I bleed out. Let it all out. I don't want things left in me or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I just want it out of my body. So those tampons are when I'm out. I was going to mention period cups. I do have some and I did use them, but I have a little bit of mixed feelings with them. The only time I will wear them is on the beach because they can stay in all day near enough, because you don't actually bleed as much as you think you bleed. It's I think a cup fills in like 6 hours, depending on your bleed. So that's the only time I will use them. Like I said, I won't need to change as often, so I don't have to use public bathrooms. It's not comfortable when you're on your period. And also that you don't have to worry about a string hanging out, and you can just enjoy yourself. Other than that, I don't like to wear them. I don't know why. I feel uncomfortable when I have to pull it out. It feels like I'm pulling more out than I need to. It's quite uncomfortable. I've heard some horror stories. I don't know, they're just a few people, but women having prolapses because they're pulling them out and it's weakening the muscle. I think it was. I'm not sure, but it just ties into what I was saying earlier about the fact that I just prefer for it all to come out. But I think everything has its purpose. All these products have their purpose, and I think a period cup is great for the beach and things like that, swimming, things like that, where it really just, it's not in for a long time. It's not often, but it's really, really useful. Again, I will link the period cup that is best below. I do have some upstairs, but I completely forgot to bring them down. The other thing that I have been using recently is period knickers or period pants. And when I first heard about this, I was just like, no, disgusting. But I don't use them. I probably don't use them as everyone else uses them. What I like about them is that they are like a backup. So let me explain. Before, I used to just wear bigger knickers and put a sanitary towel in or tissue, just depending on where I was at on my period. But there was always that risk of bleeding onto the bed when you're sleeping because you're just wearing regular knickers with it. And if you slept through and didn't change or didn't wake up to change, or if you're having an extra heavy bleed, then yeah, it would be a mess. So I still use the sanitary pads or tissue, but then I just wear the period pants. So I've got like double protection. So even if the sanitary pad fills up, I'm just going to bleed onto these and it's not going to leak. I'm not going to make a mess anywhere. They're very comfortable. They're padded so far like around that, you know, like when you're lying down, it could leak a certain way. But yeah, so I will never wear these without anything. I won't just bleed into them. I just find that quite uncomfortable. But I like to use it as a second layer, basically. And I actually love them. So I've obviously got them in black. I've got this huge like boxer pair that I wear like day one. Like the more coverage, the bigger, the better. I also have this. This is quite a big pair, but it just makes you feel a little bit more cute on your period. I know it sounds silly, but you know, if you've got a man, and although these can be quite cute, you know, it's just not so obvious you're on. So this has like a lace insert on either side and it's all padded there. This brand is Sister Republic. It's a French brand. And this is Waka. I actually did a campaign with them not long ago with these knickers. So these are the lovely high-waisted ones. They've also got normal like style, quite similar to this. This is the Sister Republic one. So I have loads upstairs. They're just brilliant. I'll start to wear these on like day 3, day 4, because you can see the coverage is just getting a little bit less. I think that's it. I'm so sorry to have to abruptly end this, but my mum has just showed up unannounced, but I'm very, very proud of her, and I'm very happy because, like I said, it's the first time she's come here since she's broken her leg, and like we don't have any bus stops very close to us. So there is quite a substantial amount that she needs to walk to get here. But she's done it, and bless her, it's raining and it's miserable outside, but she's done it anyway. So I'm going to go and make us some lovely lunch. I made soup the other day. So I'm going to go and heat up some soup and spend some time with my mum. But guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. Any questions, please drop them below. And guys, any other great, sustainable, healthy, plant-based products that you use to deal with pain or the actual period, please drop them below so the rest of us can know and continue creating this amazing community where we can learn off each other, because I don't know everything. I'm just telling you my experience, but I want to know your experience and the things you know. So please remember to do that. Don't forget to subscribe, of course. It's super important that you do. And I'm over on Instagram. It's at Honestly Alessandra. Please come and say hello because I love chatting to you over there. I'm there daily, so you won't miss a thing. Until next week, guys, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye, guys. Mwah.